In this scenario is I'm working with Anthony, and this is an after training balance, but it could also be a training session or a treatment session if he had a problem. So what we do is a generic balance. So I'm going to check most of the joints in his body, mobilise them, freeing nerves off, freeing energy channels, using pressure techniques, using movement techniques that over the 50 years of experience I've condensed down, and from the teachings of Hatsumi with over 30 years of experience of that, using the archaic history to bring it into a format that's very easy to learn, very effective, treats the whole body at each session. We now run courses for that so that you can learn how to balance the body, how to align the body. Very good for after training sessions and just actually an integral part of the Budo system. And see, in ancient times, this would have been all part of one system. Whereas most martial arts now specialise on the martial art part, and a lot of the ancient medicine has been lost. Unfortunately, Hatsumi had scrolls on that and taught us personally those techniques that I've incorporated in and underpinned now with the modern science of biotensegrity, of nerve glides, of the knowledge we have of fascia. And a lot of the things I used to do chiropractically or osteopathically don't do anymore, because these pressure movement techniques actually envelop all of that, which is more in keeping with the ancient system that Hatsumi passed on to us. And reach on its fascia and release the muscle and release the energy flow, and also let the nerve glide. The alteration of this triangle here, and I'm using my body as I squat down, it applies the pressure to all three. Then I equalise the pressure to all three and feel the triangle, change one side of the triangle and it changes the other three, so the whole dynamics of the physiology changes. I'll tell you, partner, that was my nails, not someone's teeth.
It's a little bite just to worry about.
So what we're looking at is the structure of your body, and a muscle here called the psoas is your main hip flexor. So we're testing it, evaluating for its postural strength, not its actual strength, pushing against strength, your postural strength to hold it up. So I want you to hold this leg up for me, yeah. Hold against this light pressure. Can you feel how easy I can push that down? Yeah. Now we've got the other side, and I'm doing the same thing. And feel the difference there? Now I'm even going to use a bit of force here. Hold, yeah. And you can still hold it up effortlessly, because that one's joined to your inner core. This one's lost its joint to your inner core. You get me? So when I go to pick your leg up, the response through the nervous system is, signal goes in, leg comes up. This one, feel how heavy it is? I can't pick it off the floor, because the signals aren't connecting through your core. So that's your main hip flexor muscle. So a lot faster. That's all I need to know. So your foot, and your foot should be able to do two things. It should be able to go back and forwards like that, and it should be able to go that way and that way a lot. It doesn't go that way much. So I'll give you a comparison. The other foot does, you feel? So that lack of swing, the way you're walking, when your heel hits the floor, it's sending wrong messages up to your nervous system to make you walk wrongly. So I'm going to correct that. And this area here, where these nerves and everything pass through, is called the tarsal tunnel. And so people get tarsal tunnel syndrome. And this nerve here, the posterior tibial nerve, needs to be able to glide under this piece of tissue called the retinaculum, which is a very strong band that holds the shape of the ankle. So as we're working that, we want to be able to locate under this bony part of the ankle bone and be able to free that off and get especially that nerve to be able to glide. That stops a lot of problems, a lot of pain, painful feet, a lot of foot conditions because this doesn't glide properly, and a lot of low back problems also develop because of this being a problem as well. So we think of sciatica coming down the leg, but pains can also be transmitted up the leg from these mechanical difficulties. So we want to be freeing that off as well. And we'll go back, and that main hip flexor, hold up now, is now hold up, it's strong, hold again, strong and stronger and stronger. You feel that? So I think that's right. So I'm going into a little nerve here. I'm going to free this off. And again, what I'm doing is I'm applying pressure with my body ergonomics. So I'm kneeling, I'm on my toes, I'm using my spine, I'm joining all myself up, and then using you joined to me to produce the right natural movement to release that nerve that's not gliding properly. Then we're going to flip you over, so you're face down. And basically what you've got is the lumbar spine here is your power base, and when we walk, one iliac bone goes that way and one goes the other way, and that puts a rotary torque into the lumbars, which drives power to all the limbs. So if this junction's not working properly, you've got to use your postural set of muscles, which is not the autonomic set of muscles. So you're relying on physical strength, which is not the best way, and as you get older, that'll make you shuffle and walk badly. So I'm going to change the relationship of this angle here and sacrum here. So I'm on 3 points again, down your sacrum, I'm taking your leg, I'm tension coupling the whole limb to make it pandiculate and retone its fascia and release the muscle and release the energy flow, and also let the nerve glide. So this, where my thumb is the main nerve for the leg, is the sciatic nerve. So I'm making sure that can glide. And the femur heads also alter their position when you've got a problem in the back. So I'm releasing that. I'm releasing the sciatic nerve further down. And then I'm going to change the alteration of this triangle here. The reason I designed the triangular techniques is that the way the spine works, it has to go into adaptation, especially if the sacrum is out of alignment in relationship to the head. Vertically, we've got two compasses, like a gyro compass, a bit like what you have on a ship, because the body is moving through different undulations and movements, and these two messages need to be the same, and in fact the messages from the feet. And what I found is that some of the deviations that help are the adaptations that the spine has to make so they can still be upright competent, even though you might ache with it, goes into a triangulation pattern. So when we free the triangulations off, that gets rid of a lot of the adaptations in the spine. Again, you can see I'm using my elbow as a tool, I'm using my thumb as a tool, I'm using my other thumb as a tool, and I'm using my body as I squat down. It applies the pressure to all three. Then I equalise the pressure to all three and feel the triangle, change one side of the triangle and it changes the other three, so the whole dynamics of the physiology changes. You can probably see here the way I'm using my toes, the way I'm using my spine to apply those different vectors of pressure through. Then I'm looking for areas of stiffness. And I can use my elbow to apply those. So ribs get very tight in between the vertebrae. You've got a bladder energy channel that runs up the spine. All of that gets blocked. The small muscles that form the various 3K vectors that I'm talking about, rotary torque, they have to co-contract down the spine. Yours are not working as a unit. So again, you've got to come from a strength power base, which eventually causes strains.
How long have you been doing your band for, Ron?
2 years.
Oh, right.
How many?
3 years.
You can see even the way I'm applying my thumb, I don't use my nails. I'm applying my thumb and then using my body ergonomics to increase the load. You can feel that? And again, the fact that Hatsumi school is in this and said it was an ancient art form that was banned during the Meiji Restoration. Anmo was banned and only the blind people could do it. That was the only concession. That I know that this way of pressing is authentic, and the way he showed it, he said nobody does it like this anymore. So that takes it out of the realm of other pressing arts that I don't need to name. Now we're going to align your head to your sacrum. And your so here we have the collarbone, and behind the collarbone we've got again these nerves that come from the brachial plexus, but we've also got some muscles that attach up to the sides of the neck, and they cause a lot of problems in the neck. That's where some of these points I was using this morning, and I'm going to release the jaw. If the jaw's tight, your hips are tight, and your gait walking is inhibited to some degree. So we're as free as our jaw. You feel the tension in this one? Jump up.
That's nice, isn't it?
Different?
Yeah.
Right, guys, I've had an injury in my back for many years. I actually got this injury at one of Dennis's seminars, not from him, just the way I moved my body one day, and I got this injury, and I've not been able to walk properly. I've not been able to throw a ball properly. I've been stooped over for 15 years, and my muscles click in, click out, click in, click out. And Dennis did this treatment for me, and no joke, I don't blag this. I don't just say, oh yeah, it's worked. It's genuinely worked. It's been 2 weeks now, or almost 2 weeks, and I have not leant forward once. It's not clicked back. All the time it used to click on, click off, click off. 2 weeks now of working hard outside, and it's not clicked back. So I think I am fixed. So I would recommend following them on Instagram, Active Balance, but also you can get their book on Amazon, which is called Body Alignment, Fix Your Pain at Home or on the Go. Links below.